Indian law is enforced by a number of agencies. Like many federal nations, the Constitution of India delegates the maintenance of law and order primarily to the states and territories. At the federal level, some of India's paramilitary forces are part of the Ministry of Home Affairs and support the states. Larger cities have police forces under their respective state police. All senior officers in the state police forces and federal agencies are members of the Indian Police Service. The central agencies are controlled by the central government. Most federal law enforcement agencies are under the Ministry of Home Affairs. The head of each agency is an IPS officer. The Constitution assigns responsibility for maintaining law and order to the states and territories. And almost all routine policing, including the apprehension of criminals, is done by state-level police forces. The Constitution also permits the central government to participate in police operations and organization by authorizing the creation of the Indian Police Service. Central police forces can assist a state's police force if requested by a state government. During the 1975-77 emergency, the Constitution was amended on 1 February 1976 to permit the central government to deploy its armed police forces without state permission. The amendment was unpopular, and use of the central police forces was controversial. After the emergency was lifted, the Constitution was again amended in December 1978 to restore the status quo. The principal national ministry concerned with law enforcement is the Ministry of Home Affairs, which supervises a large number of government functions and agencies operated and administered by the central government. The ministry is concerned with matters pertaining to the maintenance of public peace and order, the staffing and administration of the public services, delineation of internal boundaries, and the administration of union territories. In addition to controlling the IPS, the Ministry of Home Affairs maintains several agencies and organizations dealing with police and security. Police in the union territories are under the MHA. The Minister of Home Affairs is the cabinet minister responsible for the ministry. The Home Secretary, an Indian Administrative Service officer, is the ministry's administrative head. The Border Security Force is responsible for policing India's land borders in peacetime and preventing trans-border crimes. A central police force under the Ministry of Home Affairs. Its duties include VIP security, election supervision, guarding vital installations and counter-Naxal operations. The Indo-Pakistani War of 1965, which highlighted the inadequacy of the existing border management system, led to the formation of the Border Security Force as a unified central armed police force mandated with guarding India's boundary with Pakistan. The BSF's policing capability was used in the Indo-Pakistani War of 1971 against the Pakistani armed forces in areas which were the least threatened. During wartime or when ordered by the central government, the BSF is commanded by the Indian Army. BSF troops participated in the 1971 Battle of Longwala in this capacity. After the 1971 war, responsibility for policing the border with Bangladesh was assigned to the force originally charged with guarding India's external borders. The BSF has been tasked with counter-insurgency and counter-terrorism operations. When insurgency in Jammu and Kashmir broke out in 1989 and the Jammu and Kashmir State Police and the thinly deployed Central Reserve Police Force needed extra force to cope with spiraling violence, the central government deployed the BSF to Jammu and Kashmir to combat Kashmiri militants. BSF operates a tear smoke unit at its academy in Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh, which supplies tear gas and smoke shells for riot prevention to all state police forces. It operates dog squads and runs the National Dog Training and Research Center. The BSF, one of several Indian police forces which have its own air and water wings, provides helicopter, dog and other support services to the state police. The Central Industrial Security Force's primary task is to provide industrial security. It guards industrial installations nationwide which are owned by the central government, secures seaports and airports, and provides security for certain non-governmental organizations. The CISF provides security for nuclear power plants. space installations, mints, oil fields and refineries, heavy engineering and steel plants, barrages, fertilizer units, hydroelectric and thermal power stations, and other installations partially run by the government. The Central Reserve Police Force's main objective is to assist states and union territories, law enforcement agencies in maintaining law and order and containing insurgency. It is deployed as an anti-terrorist unit in several regions, and operates abroad as part of United Nations peacekeeping missions. The